Did you know? Yemai remains single because she finds rural cohabitation as dull as exam prep. Seeing his goddess, Yong regains hope, like a rainbow after rain. Yuxi wakes him gently each morning, a heavenly feel. With a foot lift, Yong springs to life like caffeine kicked in. As night workers, they do more than cut trees, planting in the wild as if every day is Arbor Day. Of course, every tree needs trimming, like a haircut to keep them looking tree-tastic. Day by day, Yong adapts to the job while enjoying the workout. At lunchtime, Yong's father hears veterans recount Shenk village's battle history, inspiring him to grab an axe. The ancestors planted trees a century ago, and the felled old tree is a tree world antique. This tough task won't be given to novices, so Yong just chops small trees to practice, like interning in a tree kindergarten. He learned to cut a triangular notch where the tree falls, feeling like a pro tree sculptor. Surely, trees tilt slowly and fall with the crash. The whole process is like a carpentry show. Yong proudly gives a thumbs up, while Yuxi secretly worries if he might float away with all this. Next, they tackle the century-old tree, with Yuxi focused as if solving a difficult puzzle. Under the sunlight, she's like the goddess of trees, illuminating Yong's once dark heart. The processed wood is sent for auction, and this 100-year-old tree feels as smooth as silk, with a subtle fragrance like the Chanel of woods. The auction price sends Yong into a thrill frenzy. We're the next gen. What'll we do in 100 years? Yuxi's words sting. She's keeping Yong grounded. The village chief sternly says that planting trees is like a timely rain. Farmers reap the benefits next year, while we have to wait for future generations. It's not only a century-old legacy, but also passing on responsibility. Yong learns its true meaning through work. On a sunny day, Yong's mother-in-law and her friends go out. His wife wants a baby, so asks Yong to stay elsewhere. Tough task. Yong understands and rushes to Yemai's, seeing her moving items. He helps like a dynamo, then meets Ganda. Fortunately, Yemai is experienced and not bothered by such minor incidents. Yong keeps clinging to her, making her laugh. Subtitles: Yemai's the village kindergarten teacher. No wonder her name's well known here, like a TV star. The kids enthusiastically pull Yong into a game organized by Yemai, and the awkwardness vanishes like a bubble. Everyone has a great time. Unfortunately, Yong's dream doesn't come true, so he has to crash at the village chief's place for the night, truly a drifter without a home. One day, Yuxi's wife found Yemai, blushing. Yong forgot his lunch on the mountain trip. How could he? She speeds up the mountain on her bike, sees Yong working. Without disturbing him, she sits quietly, like an old movie scene. Suddenly, she finds this guy not so annoying. They lunch together happily, sharing silent looks like a tacit couple. Yong goes to the river for water, spots a rock like a mountain spirit, and feels deeper awe for nature. Mountain weather changes swiftly. Soon after lunch, it rains heavily, and they dash into the car like birds. Yong hands Yemai a towel, intending for her to wipe her face, but she thinks he's confessing his feelings. Talk about drama. Yemai returns the towel but sees Yong eagerly smelling it, and she's thinking, what's up with this? All of a sudden, Yong inadvertently asks Yemai the reason why she ended her relationship with her ex-boyfriend. Like, she gives him a slap, claiming it's for swatting a mosquito, but in fact, she's scoldingly pointing out his big mouth. Soon after, Yong's classmates call out of the blue, wanting to visit for some fun. He happily accepts. What a big day ahead. The villagers show Yong respect. Youngsters snap photos/videos, frolicking like zoo monkeys, while Yong feels guilty seeing them work hard. At lunch, classmates bluntly say Yong's job is like prison, as hard as cattle work, and he's never enjoyed life, making him feel a bit defensive. Yuxi wants to give these kids a lesson, but his wife holds her back. Just as she opens her mouth, Yong yanks out the memory card from a classmate's camera like it was a map. Perhaps Yong himself didn't realize, but he had gradually morphed into Yuxi, his mindset shifting without him even noticing he's growing up. On the way home, Yong inhales the earthy scent and feels a level of satisfaction like never before, bursting into song, a happy little tune that makes him feel alive. Sleeping soundly, he thunders with cold. Oh, happiness can be so simple. Winter comes, wind swirls snow like nature's ball. Everyone's still busy. A belief keeps them warm in this snow-blanketed forest. This spring brings the annual Shenji festival, a massive celebration held every 48 years. The older villagers think Yong will leave after a year's internship, so they don't let him join, while the younger crowd fights hard for him. Even the usually stoic Yuxi stands up for him, calling for the long winter retreats, with snow melting rapidly and branches stretching free like a bunch of mischievous little pixies peeking into a fresh world. Before the Shenji festival, the mountain is locked down for the mountain gods to count trees. If someone barges in, it's like crashing a party. Unfortunately, a playful little boy stumbles into the mountain, and the villagers must conduct a special ritual before heading up to search for him. Suddenly, a mysterious fog rolls in, and Yuxi claims it's the mountain god arriving, so they must stop. At this very moment, Yong finds his hand being gripped by a mysterious force, which is dragging him along at an incredibly fast pace, yet not causing him to shed a single tear. Instead, a rustling sound emanates from his hand. What could it be? Rice grains. He is completely astounded. He recalls giving rice balls to the mountain spirit, frantically connecting the dots, and miraculously, as the fog clears, the lost boy appears right in front of him. What a miracle guide! Shendi Festival arrives on schedule, with villagers from nearby flocking to celebrate. The whole village is in a serious yet festive mood, truly lively. Women prepare feasts as men carry torches into the mountains at night, realizing the festival's significance upon seeing the ancient tree. As lumberjacks swing axes, the sound is like the land's last goodbye. The ancient tree leans, saying, "Time to move on." With a crash, the ancient tree falls mythically. People swarm to trim, leaving the trunk like a cooking show. As the team finishes, a young foot gets caught in a rope, in dire straits. Yuxi, stress shouts, "Quick, climb." In a panic, Yong experiences a real roller coaster moment. Luckily, he escapes unscathed. Everyone cheers for him, and his internship journey comes to a perfect conclusion. At the station, everyone reluctantly parts. Even stern Yuxi sheds a tear. What a bittersweet moment. Not until the train departs does Yong realize he has seen Yemai, feeling a tinge of disappointment. But how could Yemai miss such a send-off? She zooms down the countryside on her motorcycle, shouting, "I love old tigers." It's like a scene straight out of a movie. This is a wild send-off, filled with laughter. Seriously, I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe for more hilarious content.